Chào các bạn, welcome to SVFF Southern Vietnamese For Foreigners, tiếng Việt miền Nam cho người nước ngoài. It's me again, Phi. I'm here to help you to answer the questions that learners always ask. How long does it take to learn Vietnamese? Or how long does it take to be able to communicate in Vietnamese? Or how long does it take to be able to live in Vietnam? In this video, I will answer all of that from my experience, okay? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell step by step for a complete beginners to reach to B1 or B2 level, which is intermediate level, at the level that you can live in Vietnam. So again, B1 and B2, if you finish this, you are confident and you are ready to live in Vietnam. So let's start from the first one. Many Vietnamese learners, they think that pronunciation is the hardest. I don't know, is it the hardest or not? It's dependent on who you learn with and how they teach you. But in my experience, pronunciation is the shortest. It takes just from 6 to 8 hours to learn pronunciation. At this level, you really need a teacher. I have some students, they started to learn somewhere or by themselves. They're really good at the vocabulary. I type some word and they read, they understand most of it. But when they say it, pronounce it, or say some sentence, it's hard for me to understand their pronunciation because the tone, the word, the vowels, they always add the intonation into the Vietnamese sentences. That's a little bit hard to understand at first. For a native Vietnamese speaker, that will give them a hard time to understand. For example, xin chào bạn, that's how Vietnamese say. But learners, without helping from a professional teacher, they would say like this: xin chào các bạn, xin chào các bạn. The xin no tone, they sound like xin chào các bạn, which is hard for Vietnamese to understand. So I didn't mean like it's impossible to learn by yourself, but at this level, especially pronunciation, you need to hear and be correct and hear feedback a lot from a native speaker. It doesn't take long, guys. It's about 6 to 8 hours. For pronunciation, we have 8 units. If you want to see how SVFF has taught other students our curriculum, you can take a look at the link below. It's very straightforward and very clear, and you will achieve what after this course? First, you can pronounce every single word in Vietnamese, even you don't understand the word. It's not like in English. Sometimes E pronounced like E, sometimes E pronounced like air, sometimes E pronounced like It's like a mess, right? But for Vietnamese language, the letter represent how it sounds. A, always A. Even it's in this sound or in this sound, it's easy to remember. Now I will show you a video of Lexi. She has learned Vietnamese for like 3 weeks. Yeah, she has finished pronunciation and see how well she can pronounce every single word. Look at the video.
Phở là một món ăn truyền thống của Việt Nam cũng có thể xem là một trong những món ăn tiêu biểu cho nền ẩm thực Việt Nam.
Perfect. Second, when you finish the pronunciation, new learners, they will start to learn A1 and A2 level. These two levels are beginners. If you are a language teacher or you learn language before, A is like beginner, A1 and A2 are categorized in beginner level. For each levels, A1 or A2, it needs about 24 hours to 48 hours to finish the level. Why the times vary? It's because it depends on how fast you learn. Each student, they have talent to learn each language very well. If you are a Chinese speaking person, high chance that it takes less time for you to learn Vietnamese because the wording, the grammar, the culture very similar. But if you have no background on Chinese or other Asian language, it may take a little bit longer. Or it can also depend on your goal. For example, if you want to focus just on communicating, no reading, no writing, so of course you will spend less time on that. Teacher will spend less time on that. It also depends on the time that you study on your own. Language need to practice every day, guys. So that's some reason the times for each level vary. Sometimes learners can study like less than 24 hours for one level. We use this book, like actually it have 5 books. I have just only 3 at the company. I have the other 2 at home. For each book, they have from 10 to 12 lessons. Level A1 and A2, they have 12 lessons. For each lesson, we spend about 2 hours in class to 4 hours in class to finish the lessons. Okay, so that's why we have this number, 24 to 48 hours for book. One book, one level. So A1, A2, B1, B2 would be 4 books. So to start A1 level, you have to be able to pronounce every single word. In other words, you have to finish the 6 to 8 hours pronunciation course with a teacher. After this A1 and A2 course, you can be able to express some simple sentences, say some simple phrases like hello, how to order food, how to ask for direction, ask about time, buy some stuff in the market. If you want to learn more about the goals of each level, A1 and A2, you can take a look at the description. We have a description about the course down there. Talk about the teacher's role in these 2 levels. At this level, most of the time the teachers will help you is on explaining the grammar, explaining the pronunciation. I know that your pronunciation is good already because your pronunciation course has helped you to pronounce every single word. But here, we will help you to make it a sentence because sometimes the sentences will sound different from the word by itself. You will hear and listen and repeat every time and practice more on grammar and learn some key vocabularies which will help you for communicating. We focus just on communication, guys, and in Southern dialects, as you know, this channel is about Southern dialects. So anything like too formal, anything that you won't use in life, in real life, we never teach you. We just show it to you and recommend you not to remember it. The teacher's role here is also important. I think you need a teacher unless you're super good at self-learning or you have some super good materials also created by us. Kidding, guys. Next, we have intermediate level B1, B2. When you finish these 2 levels, you're ready to go to Vietnam. The same thing for the last 2 books, B1 and B2, which is VSL 3 and VSL 4. Let me talk about this book a little bit, guys. So this book is published by the University of Humanity and Society. This book is very famous and used widely in the south of Vietnam to teach Vietnamese for years. And it is created by the best writers who are doctor in languages and many. Nguyễn Văn Huệ, Trần Minh Giới, Nguyễn Thị Ngọc Hân. These are professors at Vietnamese Study Department in that school. In other words, it's very trustworthy textbook. However, some of the words they use in the non-dialects, and this book is like years ago. It's been there for a long time. What we did is we update a little bit. Yeah, if you have learned in that university and you have learned with us on a video and you have compared to the real life and you see the difference in the books and what you learn from us, comment to prove other learners that we say the right thing. But trust me, I'm Vietnamese. I've been here like more than 20 years and I know that no one gonna say rất vui được gặp bạn. Do you? Unless it's like in a very formal meeting. Or do you say xin chào? No, they say chào bạn, right? There are many other things. Like when you see someone like, excuse me, can I ask you a question? Where is this? Do you say xin lỗi? Anh ơi, bưu điện ở đâu? Do you say xin lỗi? No, xin lỗi is for something wrong, like I'm sorry, I apologize. But in the textbook, they still have the word xin lỗi. So which is something that we updated a little bit to help the learners learn what they will use, not learn a lot because time's too short to learn everything. Anyway, let's go on. So that's a little bit about the book. So for B1 and B2 level, they have 10 units, 10 lessons for each book. So it will take you about 20 hours to 40 hours to finish each level. So B1, 20, 40 hours, and B2, 20 to 40 hours. At this level, you will learn more about how to express yourself. It's not just always about grammar anymore. Of course, we still have some good grammar, but at this moment, the class would be more Vietnamese. Let's talk about the role, how important of the teacher at these 2 levels. Well, at this time, teachers are less important. They would be like a supporter. They help you to answer the questions and help you to facilitate your speaking. So they will ask you a lot of questions. You will listen to them a lot. In other words, it would be like less formal lesson. It would be like a conversation. You will hear a lot. Like after 1 hour of speaking Vietnamese to Vietnamese teacher, your mind just exploded. And that's when you learn, guys. Like me, I learn English and I learn with a native speaker. They keep talking. Even sometimes I don't understand, but I still knowing something happening. That's when you learn. So B1 and B2 level is like that. It's harder, but it's also very interesting. Again, the teacher's role here is not so important like pronunciation and A1 and A2 level anymore. If you are a good learner, you can study by yourself. Again, if you want to learn about the course and the curriculum at the B1, B2 level, you can take a look at the description. And what next after B2 level? No more. I mean, that's enough for you to learn. If you want to live in Vietnam, to talk to your relatives or to buy stuff or to do business here, that's enough. What you can do is you should keep learning by reviewing every day or expose yourself to Vietnamese language every day, listen to the news, reading every day, listen to songs or anything that interests you every day. And you will keep that level the same and learn by yourself day after day. You can watch videos, watch movies at that time. So to sum up, learning Vietnamese, it takes like a year or more to be able to reach B1 and B2 level. It depends a lot on your talent, how much time you spend on your own, how your background is, and how you're surrounding people. If you live in Vietnam and you study Vietnamese, of course, it will be faster. And how much time you spend on your own. The teacher's role are very important at the beginning steps. From the pronunciation, extremely important. Trust me, guys. I don't want you to spend a lot of your value time on things like vocabulary, grammar, but you forgot about their pronunciation. Maybe you want to save your money, find a good textbook in that accent, and then learn it, read it, compare it with your Vietnamese native friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, relatives. Ask them to help you. There you go. That's also work. Even better than learn by yourself and don't know what happens, what real life is, right? I'm sorry I talked too much about that. Maybe you know many other languages before you learn this, so you know how to learn a language. But sorry, I just want to tell you for everyone. Maybe someone doesn't know that. And lastly, if you're looking for a good teacher, experience in teaching, here we are, SVFF. We are teachers with experience of teaching for at least 2 years. And we use the textbook updated and customized for Southern accent. If you want to find a professional teachers like us, let's have a try with us. It's a free 30-minute trial for everyone. You can try it and to see how it works for you or not. I hope that this video can help you to estimate the time that you need to spend and invest to complete the B1 and B2 level so you can achieve your goal. Language hard or not, it's not because of the language, because of us. This is the end of the video. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Chào bạn. Anh thích những món ăn nào ở Việt Nam?
Anh thích món phở, hủ tiếu, bánh mì. Món nào anh cũng thích.
Anh thường coi phim, đi chơi với bạn gái, đàn sến.
Nhưng mà hôm nay anh không đem theo đúng không?
Đúng rồi, vì anh thấy trời sắp mưa ở chỗ anh.